गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय श्री माधव राधा माधव भगवान की जय। जय श्री गौर निताई की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय। हरे कृष्णा गोविंद महाराज जी। हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा। Okay, I hope I am audible.
Yes, Roj, you are audible.
Yes, Maharaj ji, Govind Maharaj ji's class today, but I don't know. Maharaj ji.
Maharaj will be joining Shayad. You can start the shloka.
Okay, Maharaj ji.
English लगाइए. So we'll start sloka reading, then maybe you'll see Maharaj comes. Jitamajita tada bhavata
जितमजित तदा भवथा
yadaha bhagavatam dharmam anavadyam
यदाह भागवतं धर्मम् अनवद्यम्
niskinchanaye munaya
निष्किञ्चनाये मुनया
atma ramayam upasate apavargaya.
आत्मा रामायम् उपासते अपवर्गाय.
Translation. O unconquerable one, when you spoke about Bhagavata Dharma, which is the uncontaminated religious system for achieving the shelter of your lotus feet, that was victory. Persons who have no material desires, like the Kumaras, who are self-satisfied sages, worship you to be liberated from material contamination. In other words, they accept the process of Bhagavad Dharma to achieve shelter at your lotus feet. Prabhu, सबको unmute कीजिए. Please unmute everybody. Let everyone repeat.
महाराज जी,
वो unconquerable one.
वो अनकॉन्करेबल वन.
When you spoke about Bhagavad Dharma,
When you spoke about Bhagavata Dharma,
which is uncontaminated
which is the uncontaminated
religious system
religious system
for achieving the shelter of your lotus feet,
for achieving the shelter of your lotus feet,
that was your victory.
that was your victory.
Persons who have no material desires,
Persons who have no material desires,
like the Kumaras,
like the Kumaras,
who are self-satisfied,
who are self-satisfied,
who are self-satisfied sages,
who are self-satisfied sages,
worship you to be liberated
worship you to be liberated
from material contamination.
from material contamination.
In other words,
In other words,
they accept the progress, they accept the process
they accept the process
of Bhagavata Dharma
of Bhagavata Dharma
to achieve shelter
to achieve shelter
at your lotus feet.
at your lotus feet.
Purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Pace.io/ Just a minute. 6:16:40. As stated by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Anyabhilasitam Sunyam Gnana Karmadi Anavrutam Anukulena Krishna Anuselanam Bhakti Ruttam. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desires for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. The Narada Pancharatra also says, Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. One should be free from all material designations and cleansed of all material contamination. He should be restored to his pure identity, in which he engages his senses in the service of the proprietor of the senses. That is called devotional service. This is also called Bhagavad Dharma. Without material aspirations, one should simply serve Krishna as advised in Bhagavad Gita, Narada Pancharatra, and Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Dharma is the process of religion enunciated by pure devotees, direct representatives of the Supreme Personality of Godhead like Narada, Sukadeva Goswami, and their humble servants in disciplic succession. By understanding Bhagavad Dharma, one immediately becomes free from material contamination. Living entities who are part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead are loitering in this material world, suffering. When they are instructed by the Lord Himself about Bhagavad Dharma and they adopt it, that is victory for the Lord. For He then reclaims these fallen souls. A devotee following the principles of Bhagavad Dharma feels very much obligated to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can understand the difference between life without Bhagavad Dharma and life with Bhagavad Dharma. And thus he ever remains obliged to the Lord. Taken to Krishna consciousness and bringing fallen souls to Krishna consciousness is victory for Lord Krishna. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtana. Savai Pumsan Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radokshaje Ahaituki Apratihata Ayatma Suprasidati. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted in order to completely satisfy the self. Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, 6th shloka. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is a pure transcendental process of religion. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilatam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. So our Govind Maharaji is there. Can take over.
I don't think so, Maharaji. Maybe Maharaji's health is not good, that's why.
Moderator Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Maharaji.
Govind Maharaji is there.
Yeah, he is there in the call, I mean in the meeting, but I don't know whether Maharaji.
Maharaj continues from next week. I should be all right.
Maharaj. You are not all right this time. Okay. It will be nice. We have not heard you from a long time. Because I just started so that time is saved for you to hear your holiness. But just because I started, you think I have to continue, then not encouraging for us. But if you are not feeling well, definitely we should continue.
No, I'm feeling well to hear you all.
Feeling well to hear. Okay. So these are prayers by Chitraketu to Lord Anantadev. And he is speaking the glories of the Lord, the Bhagavad Dharma. Let me get some water. Yeah, sorry for interruption. So, Chitraketu is glorifying the Bhagavad Dharma, which is very dear to the Lord, and Lord is very very much interested in Bhagavad Dharma for the living beings, which will bring them to the same quality as the Lord Himself. So here he is mentioning that the Lord is unconquerable, but when the Lord is able to empower, able to inspire the living entity to take to pure devotional service, then he feels victorious. For achieving the shelter of a lotus feet, that was your victory. So the Chitraketu himself is a victory for the Lord, and he himself is the witness of transformation due to Bhagavata Dharma. Bhagavata Dharma starts with meeting a Bhagavata. And implementing his instructions or his directions in one's life. So the beginning is the meeting or the association of the pure devotee. Association of the pure devotee means to take Bhagavad Dharma very seriously. So what is Bhagavad Dharma? Here Srila Prabhupada is quoting 2 slokas in the purport. Anya abhilashita sunyam Gnana karmadi anavrutam. So Anyabhilasha is generally 2 types. One is Gnana, another is Karma. With Gnana, one claims scholarship, to be a scholar, and thus claims to have known better than others, or best in the society, best in the congregation, or you can say locality. And he also relishes being able to understand the intricacies of the working of the material nature. So these are the two pleasures of a gnani. The pleasure of discovering something new, the pleasure of discovering understanding, and the pleasure of having the privilege of knowing something than others, and therefore enjoying the position of superiority. So Bhagavad Dharma beginning means to work seriously upon these propensities. And when we are through, when we are successful, when we complete the course and graduate from this Anyavilashita Sunyam of Jnana and Karma, at least Anavrutam. Jnana and Karma, so then we are at least graduated. We will always pursuing, upgrading more and more, but at least there is a pass mark. So this Jnana and Karma. Jnana, this prestige, the position, distinguished position, superior position. And karma. Karma is being able to enjoy the results of one's work. Whatever work I do, the result should belong to me. I should enjoy, or they should be at my disposal. So this is called karma. So we should seriously start working. Then only we can say we are students of Bhagavad culture. So physically getting association, physically obtaining initiation. So these are all initiation means these are all beginning. Or we can say the impetus is given. But if the person doesn't act, the journey has not begun. The journey begins when we seriously work on these things, work on jnana. The pleasure of knowing more and more of the working of the material nature. Right? In the, I think in the 10th chapter, Lord Vibhuti Yoga. In the Vibhuti Yoga, the Lord describes some important aspects. Krishna specifically says, I will describe some of them because my splendors are unlimited. Lord Anantadev himself is describing the glories of the Lord from time immemorial with 10,000 heads. So, how many glories are there? And how much can we hear from these 2 years? And out of what we hear, how much we can assimilate? So, therefore, it is unlimited, whatever aspect we take. So, this material nature is also unlimited. So, therefore, Lord, in the beginning itself, gives caution that I am going to describe you only few prominent things. For my glories are unlimited. For my potencies are unlimited. So therefore, Krishna describes, then Arjuna hears and then asks further question, and finally Krishna says that, Arjuna, what is the need of so much knowledge about the universal aspects of mind, material nature or working of nature, my mechanistic nature, or my operating this material nature. So, how many details are there? So, how much can we know? And what is the need of knowing so much things? Because a fraction of mind creates and sustains this entire manifestation, material manifestation. Just an insignificant portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is taking care of this entire cosmic manifestation. So, and we, the small living beings, in that we try to understand one minute grain, and then we use that to gain popularity, position, prestige, glory. So but instead Krishna says that I am personally present. Why don't you take me all in all? Why do you want just a portion of me? Right? If we have Krishna, we have everything that Krishna manages. Krishna knows. So instead of having Krishna all in all through bhakti, so the Jnanis, they waste their time trying to know the mechanism of this universe. If that is used to come close to Krishna, it is all right. Just like the devotees in BI, they do it. They do it to please Krishna, to come close to Krishna. But the Jnanis, they use the knowledge to remain aloof from Krishna. They kept themselves busy in exploring something which in their thoughts have no connection with Krishna, nor any desire to connect it with Krishna and glorify Krishna. So they discover something and they feel happy. But that doesn't remain so much because the next unknown is there and they start working on that and keep working on that hard work. So, but when the knowledge is utilized to glorify Krishna directly, then that becomes bhakti, and then one can get Krishna whole, everything, and can see whatever one wants to see, just like Arjuna saw the universal form of the Lord. Behold, Arjuna, whatever you want to see, whatever you wish to see in this universe, past, present, and future, above, below, and in the middle planetary system, whatever you want to see, wherever you want to see, whenever you want to see, of the history of this universe in time and space, have it here. So that is the that is the special privilege of a devotee. He has Krishna all in all. So therefore, he can get any knowledge by direct perception. Like Arjuna had direct perception of how Lord is maintaining this universe in the universal form. So we have to free ourselves from this Gnana propensity. The Gnana propensity is trying to relish understanding something new. So independent of Krishna, trying to understand, just like scientists, they have discovery movement, but they have no connection with God. And they don't connect with God. It is something different, something separate from the religion and science. But Krishna, he is behind everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante maam buddhava svanita. But Krishna is behind every phenomena, every system, every controlling personality. So therefore, one who knows this, they worship with their intelligence, with their knowledge. So this knowledge should be used to worship Krishna with intelligence. But not being fully intelligent, one misuses intelligence to engage intelligence in unintelligent occupation of life. So therefore, they waste their human form of life. Or use that to obtain some big award or to get big name, big title, or travel around to showcase one's knowledge so that one gains popularity, followers. So these are called Digvijayas. They try to travel everywhere, try to conquer people, try to conquer scholars. So this is gnana. This propensity you should be careful. We should seriously work on this because we are victims. What is the proof? The proof is that we are stuck here. So unless we take serious we seriously start working on these things, our devotional service doesn't start. Our Bhagavat Seva doesn't start. Because our Bhagavat Seva is tainted with our Anyabhilashita. So that we have to make Sunyam. So with Anyabhilashita, that what is not qualified to offer to the Lord or to the Bhagavata. They are not interested in anything. They are just interested in the pure devotional service. Generally, we think we can satisfy Guru and Krishna by bringing certain numbers or certain amounts, which is not true. They are engaging us so that we get purified. So by leaving our purity, we divert our attention to the numbers, but we remain where we are. Numbers are improving, but I am not improving. The followers are increasing, my collection is increasing, my buildings are increasing. So, but I am not improving. This we should be very, very cognizant. How I am improving? Am I getting free from these things? As long as we don't get ourselves from this, we are defeating Guru and Krishna. Because they have a mission. They have a mission to bring us to the platform of Bhagavad Dharma. And by taking initiation, we have agreed to make their mission successful, to deliver us. So therefore, if we don't work seriously upon this, we are defeating our Guru and Krishna. Their purpose, they feel very sorry. They've spent gallons and gallons of blood to correct us, to improve us, to bring us to the platform of Anyabhilashita Sunyam. And then when our Anyabhilashita is Sunyam, then use us to make others Anyabhilashita Sunyam. So therefore, unless we become free from Anyabhilashita, we will be hardly able to help others. Because the real help is to inspire others to free themselves from Anyabhilashita. And that is possible only by our own example. If we keep our Anyabhilashita intact and expect others to follow, it's not going to happen. It will be like a circle, rotating like vortex. They will not be able to deliver. We will not be able to deliver. But we are very eager to claim our followers. So we have to first Janma Sardaka Kari Para Upakara. We have to first perfect our life, free ourselves from these things. Then we can help others. But until such time, we will be just acting on behalf of the Bhagavata. Which means we surrender all our results of our activities to Bhagavata without diverting them for my own attention, my own planning. We submit ourselves to the planning of Bhagavata. And when we come to a certain stage, then they will be free to use us and give us more independence and to act independently. In the sense that when we fully dependent, then that is the time when we become independent. And we fully dependent, that is the time we become independent. But we are trying to be independent without being dependent. So therefore, which is very, very difficult, which is means it is contradictory. Just like independence is for those who are self-disciplined, like the law of that we have this law in the society, right? One who is self-disciplined, the law will never disturb them. He is really independent of the laws of the state because he obeys the laws. Similarly, one who is fully dependent on the Bhagavata, he becomes truly independent. So the independence is fully dependence on Guru and Krishna. So karma, gnana karma. Karma is our activities, rajasic, tamasic, and in the mood of sattva, goodness. So we try to use the results for our own is anyabilashita. Of course, the devotional work is going on, but that becomes a kind of a cover. It should not be a cover. So gnana karma dhyanavartana kulyana krishna anusilanam bhakti ruttama. So we have to favorably render service to Guru and Krishna and to the Bhagavata and the devotees. We have to adopt such path that is favorable to Krishna, favorable to Sri Guru. Their thoughts. When my thoughts have difference with their thoughts, immediately I correct myself. Otherwise, I have still not started my journey. Anyavilash, because I am hanging on to the Anyavilashitam yet. So, and the Nada Pancharatra says, Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalatvam. Rishikena sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So, Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam. We have to be free from all material designations. So many designations we have. Designations of profession, designation of relations. And our activities are charged with those upadhi, those designations. Our actions are charged with these designations. So therefore, the charge of Krishna consciousness will be missing. It will be in the consciousness of our designations. So therefore, Krishna consciousness will be missing. So we have to free ourselves from all this upadhi. Upadhi means designations, means responsibilities. We have to free ourselves from all other responsibilities. Otherwise, it is not bhakti. Bhakti ruchyate. Sarvopadhi vinurmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. Rishikesha sevana bhakti ruchyate. But right now the senses, who is the king of the senses? Mind. So if we are not free from this Sarvopadhi vinurmuktam, if we are not free from the designations, what happens? The senses, they will be outwardly appearing engaged in Krishna service, but the mind is busy in our upadhi, our designations, our material responsibilities, our material aspirations, and our material positions, glories, perceived position in future. So our works are powered by these consciousness. So therefore, the mind, which is the king of the senses, it is lost. So the senses also are lost, though they appear like working in devotion. Unless this mind is reclaimed from this upadhi, sarvopadhi. So merely engaging the body is good. Something is better than nothing. But something will not lead us to absolute. Something will not give us the absolute. We have to work it out. Anyabhilashita sunyam consciously. Are we working? So as soon as I see the desire of Guru and Krishna, something different from me, I adjust myself. I change. I take without any other consideration. So am I doing that? If yes, then I am good student. Otherwise, not very good student. समय काट रहे हैं, समय चले जा रहे हैं. People are thinking I am senior devotee, senior sannyasi, right? But where is my mind? My mind is flowing like Ganges for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. So the Ganges just flow wherever there is a lower height. So similarly, our mind should flow in that direction where Guru and Krishna desire is there, which means we should not try to ascend our aspirations. Then we are not flowing like water. We are trying to climb like monkeys. No? Like mind is like a monkey. So whether we allow our mind to be a monkey or we make it like a Ganges water flowing to the will of Guru and Krishna. So this is a sadhana bhakti which we have to practice very, very seriously. Then Lord becomes successful in his mission. Lord feels victorious. Guru feels victorious. Yes, we could claim one soul. They're not counting how many ashrams I have, how many centers I have, how many crores or bank accounts we have. They are counting how many could we recount. So if there is one person they celebrate, it is a celebration. Like we have a festival. It's a big festival. If one person is reclaimed or one person is in the path of pure devotion, flowing the mind like Ganges towards the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, it is a celebration for Guru and Krishna. Otherwise, oh, we have so many centers, we have so many temples, we have so many programs, so many crores of rupees, so many books are distributing, so much thing is happening, but we don't have one devotee, we don't have one person who is trying to be a Bhagavata. So they feel discouraged. So like Srila Prabhupada writes in the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam that even if one person becomes a pure devotee, our endeavor should be considered a success. That is exactly the success that is being talked about in today's sloka. Will I be that at least one person? Will I be that at least one person which will make the mission of my Guru successful? Hare Krishna. Any questions? Please come forward. Our time is over. Sorry for delay. 5 minutes.
Hare Krishna Maharaji. Thank you for this wonderful class, and yeah, if anyone is having any question regarding today's class, they can raise the hand and ask His Holiness Bhaktiswarup Prajapati Maharaj. Go ahead Maharaji, please.
हरे कृष्ण महाराज जी, क्वेश्चन के लिए सब ठीक है, क्लास के लिए ठीक नहीं है.
क्वेश्चन इंक्वायरी करना चाहिए ना सब सुनेंगे तो क्वेश्चन करेंगे ना
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, Maharaj, please.
आज wonderful elaboration of Bhagavad Dharma. One thing which the question is that when you described the concept material realm, Jnana Karmadi Anavita, because Anavit can be something which is limited. If something is unlimited, it cannot be Anavit. Spiritual realm, which is symptomized by transcendental qualities, they are unlimited. But the material realm, material means how you define, because this is it not a saving grace that entanglement in the material world, it has a limit. It can got a limit. Although it appears in your, as you said, that in material realm is like unlimited, but by very definition, don't we discriminate between material and spiritual? That material has a limit.
What
So
is the meaning of Anavrata, Maharaj?
uncover, to get out, to free from.
To come out of Gnana and Karma.
And to enter the realm of transcendence, which is unlimited. So those who are involved or engrossed into unlimited, there is no way of coming out because there is no need. But however entangled, engrossed one might be at whatever platform within the material realm, it's a supreme grace of God that it is limited, so one can get out. Although it appears to be unending, but Krishna has made such arrangement, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, and many things that the person's illusion can be shattered, will be shattered. It is being shattered.
Yes, Maharaj, very nice. It is limited. It is not only limited, it is shallow. Shallow in the sense that the person ends up, it is a place of misery, and the solution is more troublesome than the problem. So therefore, it is definitely limited, and intelligent, thoughtful persons come to this, quickly come to this understanding that Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. At least Gnani should come to this platform at least. This material world is place of suffering. So therefore they try for impersonal liberation. So if we compare our modern scholars, they don't even come to this platform, that Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. They don't see suffering in Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi and how to get out of this. So therefore, we can say that our being a scientist or a scholar, and that endeavor may not even qualify to be a Gnani. Gnani is at least, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. He sees the fault in the material life. But modern day scholars, and we are also little scholars, we are not seeing this. We are not finding the faults with birth, death, old age, disease. And we are continuing with our designations. So therefore, that Gnana, we cannot even be called as a Gnanis. Because Gnani is serious about breaking this, going out of this material world. Yes, Maharaj, definitely. It's a blessing. It is limited, but it is also unlimited in the sense that one can keep entangled as long as he wants. But it is limited in the sense that it will not be able to satisfy the self. Only ahayatuki apratihata. So when we begin our Bhagavata seva, and when we come to the platform of ahayatuki apratihata, without cause, without our cause for myself, and which is non-stop, Then only it will be completely satisfying to the self. Otherwise, it is very, very depressing and hardly there is any satisfaction, because the modern day scholars, which we count among the scholars, we are not having come to the Gnana platform. We are not even Gnanis. Thank you, Maharaji. Hare Krishna.
So, thank you, Maharaji. We do have 2 more questions. Yes, Balramji, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, Dandot Pranam.
Jai Baladev.
Hare Krishna Maharaji. So, yeah,
these are prayers to you only. If you yourself have doubt, who can resolve?
it's only my name. The real person is somewhere else.
So, you have to catch this upadhi, this designation, that I am Baladev, because when you become surrendered servant, there will be no difference between the servant and the master.
Your blessings, Maharaji. So I have few short questions. So here, like
one by one, I will let you to remember. Ask well, and then let us see. Deal with it, and then we'll go to next. Yes.
Yeah. So here, the 4 Kumaras, they worship Lord for the liberation from the material contamination. And this is what is said as accepting the process of Bhagavata Dharma. So, I mean, here, bhakti is not given. But in Prabhupada has given examples from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Narada Pancharatra. What is the bhakti, or what is the process of bhakti? And so how this is correlated then?
Yeah, nice.
And what is that adi, jnana karma adi? Yeah. So what is that adi, ityadi? Yeah.
Jnana karma adi. Yeah, there are more maybe. Jnana karma and maybe some more things are there. Yoga, mystic power. No?
But those are not avarana. So those the dhyana or Ashtanga yoga, you said. So here anya vilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam.
Karmadi means jnana karmadi means jnana karma, etc. I think I'm not remembering properly.
Yes.
So there are so many, but they are mostly come under jnana and karma. But if something is in the border or somewhere, yeah. So this is one thing. Like some people may be interested to get some mystic power, doing some tapasya. So.
But is that a kind of avarana?
Is that kind of?
Avarana, the covering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because he's interested to showcase his ability to create ash. You want to show people, I am creating ash and I am God. So please accept me as God and worship me. Or accept me as some very great personality.
Yes, Maharaji. So how it is related, this 4 Kumaras and Bhakti Yoga? And in Narada Pancharatra.
Okay. Stop there. No, Narada Pancharatra. It will be too much. So 4 Kumaras, they are not grannies. They probably were before, but we study in Bhagavatam itself that when they came across, when they smelled the tulsi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, they got attracted to the Lord. So therefore, they are also devotees. Once they were Gnanis, or they can say transcendentalists of impersonal transcendentalists. But when they had this smell of the tulsi leaves offered at the lotus feet of the Lord, their minds were attracted to the lotus feet of the Lord. So therefore, their nature has changed from Gnani to devotees. So therefore, they engage in the worship of the lotus feet of the Anantadev. Otherwise, how would Gnanis will engage in worshipping the lotus feet of Anantadev? So therefore, there are no more Gnanis. They are devotees, for Kumaras.
Yes, Maharaji. In this, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So in this second example, Narada Pancharatra, it says Sarvapadhi Vinirmuktam Tat Paratvena Malam Rishikesana Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So here this Sarvapadhi, that means our body is also a kind of upadhi, or because of the body we think of the upadhi. So that means this when we don't think this body is there, that means if we are liberated from this material world, then also it is the same as
you are giving your own commentary to the shloka.
Yeah, so that's what
that is prohibited.
So how? Yes, Maharaji.
They didn't say you think that body doesn't exist. They said you don't identify with the body. Means don't think that you are son of such and such. Don't think that you are husband of such and such. Don't think you are servant of such and such. In relationship to body, I am servant of the Lord, and act on that platform with the body, of course. We can do bhakti with body,
Yes.
while in this body. So therefore, they are not asking you to not to think body doesn't exist, not to pretend. They are not asking us to pretend body doesn't exist. That is another line. To pretend that body doesn't exist. Sarva mithya. Here learned that school. We say this is temporary. It is true, but temporary. Means temporary truth is not truth.
Permanent.
Yeah. So become free means identify yourself with Guru and Krishna. I am not Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. I am not Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. I am servant of Krishna. So therefore, I belong to Krishna, and everything that belongs to me belongs to Krishna. Guru and Krishna, not to anybody. This is called Sarvapadhi Vinirmuktam.
Yeah,
it is not theoretically thinking I am servant of Krishna, but practical thing. Practical engagement of body and mind and senses. That is called Rishikesha Sevanam. So they are asking to engage the body. You are saying to think that body doesn't exist. With the senses, we should serve the servant, master of the senses.
So this upadhi is what then?
Upadhi is false identification.
Okay,
designations, which are all false.
Yes.
These are all false. False positions, false identity, designation. And we want to be designated, huh? We are all fighting for designation. It's a big competition. Even in the circles of devotees, they fight for the designations. So means our journey is far, far from to begin.
Yes, Maharaji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Right.
Yes, thank you, Balramji. We do have one more question, Maharaji, by Nilmada Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Nilmada Prabhuji. Yes, please shoot your question.
Okay, my question is like, see, in our life, we are engaging in PhD or science. We are engaging in science endeavors, so somehow or other. So here, this we have to have little bit, or to tell this at least sense of taking pleasure in knowing things. Otherwise, we cannot pursue the occupation because it's too much take. And here in Bhakti principle, we have to somehow sacrifice that. So how to these two things apparently seems contradicting, but how to what is the solution? Hare Krishna.
Who said to sacrifice the pleasure of knowing something new in the material working? Did I say to give up altogether the pleasure to know things?
Then what is the meaning of you told in beginning Jnani has to
Ah,
take pleasure in
right.
two things.
Because Gnani is doing those things for his own glory, and devotee does that for the glory of Krishna, Guru and Krishna. So when you have a purpose for your PhD, when you have a purpose for your science, right?
Yes.
Then that you are knowing, the pleasure of knowing something new, you become transcendental. So again, we are not pretending, we are not asking you to pretend that joy of discovery doesn't exist. The joy of discovery certainly exists, but that joy can be transcendentalized. Right? Just like eating. Whenever you eat something, you get some pleasure, right?
Yeah, yes.
So we are not asking you to stop eating. We are saying eat for Krishna. How to eat for Krishna? Eat prasadam. Cook for Krishna and accept the remnants. Because once you cook and offer to Krishna, you have to accept the remnants and to maintain your body so that you can do service to Krishna. So therefore your eating becomes transcendental. So therefore, scientific knowledge and scientific method, scientific process engaged in the service of the Lord is Hari Kirtana. So therefore, who said you take pleasure, you discover new things, but you have a purpose for your discoveries given by Guru and Krishna. Then whatever you study, whatever you do science, whatever you do research, it becomes Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana. Then you are using your mind, king of the senses, in the service of the real king of the senses, Krishna. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana. So this is also similar to the body, Body exists, bodily pleasures exist, but we accept only those pleasures that are service to Krishna. We accept only those pains that are service to Krishna. So therefore, both pain and pleasure, they give transcendental happiness. That is the true platform of Bhagavat Seva Bhakti. So therefore, don't worry, you take pleasure. You publish nice papers, but for Krishna. Keep the purpose and surrender to Guru and Krishna. So therefore, if they need something, you are immediately ready to change the course. Okay, I want to do this. Now I am ready to do this. So don't get attached to the process. Get attached to the purpose. So therefore, process, there can be adjustments, can be made. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaji. Yes, Sulochana Mataji, please.
Dandavat Pranam Maharaji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Maharaji, you said being dependent is actually being independent.
Hmm.
Please, few lines elaborate, Maharaj.
I already given the example. One who follows the law, he is free from law. Similarly, one who is truly dependent on the Lord, one who is fully in tune with the thoughts of Guru and Krishna, is truly independent, because his independence is in the right path. Right? When your dependence and your independence, when they merge, that is true independence. Right? When the law of the land and when what you want to behave, when they both match, then you are completely free from law. Because you are naturally wanting to do what law wants you to do. So therefore you are fully independent. You have freedom. You have full freedom. Freedom is for those who follow the rules. So if one may ask, if one is forced to follow rules, how is he free? No, he's not forced, but he himself wants to follow the law. That's why he is free. So similarly, when our independence means our free will, when our free will matches the will of the Lord, will of Sri Guru, then we are fully independent. Because we are doing whatever we want, but whatever we want, what do you want? You want only Krishna and Guru, what they want. So therefore I am fully independent. What is independent? Independent means to be able to want to do whatever one wants to do. Right? So can you do whatever you want? If you suppose you break law, you will put in the jail. But suppose whatever you want matches in line with what is permitted in the law, then you are fully free. So similarly, when whatever I want means my want is fully to do what Guru and Krishna wants. Means I depend on them, then I become fully independent. Means dependence and independence, they merge. I am only doing what Guru and Krishna wants, and that's what I want. So therefore I am independent. Right? Independent means independent thinker. Means he'll think whatever he thinks, want to think, and he do whatever he likes. So therefore, when we are completely in tune with Guru and Krishna, we can do whatever we like, but because whatever we like is what Guru and Krishna like. So therefore you are dependent on them, but you are fully independent. So I hope you understand, Mataji.
Yes, Maharaj. But certain things we have to apply, and we have to create that as well, because we are not so much tuned, Maharaj.
We should tune. Why we should not tune? Guru is there. He is always accessible. Krishna has manifested himself as Sri Guru, so that we can tune ourselves. Why don't we tune? Right? Like we have many driving schools. They are there to learn driving. So once you learn driving, you are completely free on the road. Full freedom once you learn driving. So therefore, Sri Guru is there. We tune ourselves to the thoughts and mind of Sri Guru. That is the whole purpose and means of that is the process of our devotion. To tune our mind to in the mindset of Guru and Krishna. In the mind of Guru actually. Krishna, we may not know what he wants. We know generally, but exactly what he wants from me. So by surrendering to Sri Guru and rendering service and inquiring with humility, one can know the mind of Sri Guru and one can tune oneself. So why should not we tune? We must tune. And that is the only business in this life.